Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk a bit about the Nikon 24-120 f4 S lens. I had it with me on a couple of trips already now to Florence and to Budapest, and I want to share a bit my thoughts about this lens with you. First off, before I bought this lens, I was a bit disturbed by the price point. It costs about 1,300 euros. It can be found a bit cheaper already. I saw it already at like 1,100 euros about. But much cheaper than that you ain't going to get this lens. Now that was before I tried it actually. Let me show you a few images in Lightroom to tell you what exactly I mean with that. Okay, so here we are in Lightroom. I will show you a few images that are taken with the C5 and the 24-120 f4. S lens. Here, for example, I picture 24mm of the Matthias Church. Looks super nice. Plenty of detail there, no chromatic aberration. Is as sharp in the edge as it is in the middle. Other edge, no problem whatsoever. Till up to the top, no problems. Even at 3x1, which is really pixel peeping. Then you start to notice this thin line of chromatic aberration, but it's really negligible. Doesn't disturb me at all. For me, that's close to perfect performance. I have absolutely no complaints with that whatsoever. The neat thing that you can do with this lens is, okay, here you have a 24mm shot. Then let's grab some detail. Let's get in at the 58mm. Looks just as good. Here we are in 3x1. Here we're in at 1x1. Just look at this. No chromatic aberration at all. Nothing. That's so impressive for me. Everything looks good. Contrast looks amazing. Sharpness is great in every corner, in every aspect of the image. There's no point in the image that's lacking. Then what you have to consider now is, why is this lens so great for traveling? We're now at 58mm. That means our 24-70 is almost at its limit. Like maybe you could zoom a bit in and crop a bit away the street and a bit of the right hand side, but that's about it. With a 24-120 you can then go just to 120 and grab that detailed shot of tower at the very top. You can't just physically go closer to that. So then you can capture details like that. And that's what this lens is pretty much about. It gives you this flexibility to capture both wide shots and go in reasonable enough into detail. It's really well usable. Here's some more details. They all look for me pretty great. What I can tell. What we see here is at 110mm, that's what I'm talking about. 70mm doesn't quite cut it in that case. You would have to crop in a whole lot. So with 110mm, everything looks amazing. No chromatic aberration at all. I mean, look at that. Yeah, just no complaints. Edge, 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 no problem at all. 3x1. Still looks great. So you might now ask yourself, good, now you shot here at apertures like f7.1, f11, f16. What if I shot at 24mm at f4? And the story is, it's the same story. Close to perfect image quality, no color fringing whatsoever. Look here. We're in a 3.3:1. We're in a 3:1 magnification, super challenging situation. No chromatic aberration, can't tell it. Contrast looks good, sharpness looks good, everything amazing. But what about 120mm at f4? What about that? Same story. Great image quality, great contrast, great sharpness, no color fringing whatsoever. No complaints there. Everything perfect. Then what's at f4 and the middle focal length like 42 millimeters? Answer is same story, no color fringing. Here look at the trees, no color fringing, nothing. Here look f4, 42 millimeter. Everything looks nice and sharp, no problems whatsoever. Till the corner, you see the grass here, the flowers here, everything is sharp, perfect. Here, this shot, another great example for color aberration. There is just nothing there. It's shot at f4, 76 millimeters. Everything is nice and sharp. Perfect. Now it's also good for some quick captures on the street. Here looks pretty nice, plenty of detail, no aberration, shot at f4, everything good. Another thing the 24-120 can do pretty good with its f4 aperture is background separation. Means you can also grab some quick street portraits with it, like quite nice bokeh, amazing sharpness, everything's great, no complaints, no complaints. So now a few examples from Florence. Again, an example of what is so nice about this lens. You got here your 24mm shot, super nice, everything's on it. Then you go a bit closer, you get your 63mm shot. Looks amazing. Also here again, extremely challenging with chromatic aberration. No problem at all. And here we see what you get with a 70mm lens. Now, what if you want a bit more detail? Like this detail, you can grab with this lens. I'll make this. Here again, 120mm at f4, razor sharp, no chromatic aberrations whatsoever. Perfect image quality till in the edges, till in the very edge, no problem, nothing. Just performs. Another thing that's so great about this lens, the reproduction ratio, its macro capabilities, close focus distance. It has a reproduction ratio of 1 to 2.6. That's amazing. That's almost a macro. Like the macro range starts at kind of 1/2, and that means you can get quite close with it, which is so neat because, for example, given in this picture, it was not that tall. I could frame it as a whole, looks good. It was pretty dim light, so it is ISO 8000. ISO performance is quite good still. And this, as an example for its macro capabilities, up and down is the border of a frame of a picture, and this whole frame was maybe 7 centimeters wide, which means the picture in this drawing, in this frame, is about 3-4 centimeters high, maybe. And because I had that good close-up capabilities, I was able to capture that. Looks good as well. And at the end, again, a quick comparison what you get from 70mm about. Now we're here really at 69mm. Looks great, no chromatic aberration, again at f4. And this is what you get at 120mm. Quite a bit more reach. So to wrap things up, what I wanted to show you is that this lens performs almost perfectly in any situation, with whatever aperture you shoot, with whatever focal length you shoot. It just performs. And this is the beauty of this lens. I can really trust it. I can, when I travel and I take some images of something, I know there is the detail, there is no chromatic aberration. It's sharp. No problems. And this is really a very fine lens, I have to tell you. Let me know what you think about this lens. Will you pick it up possibly? Leave me a comment down below. Until next time, ciao.